Hey everybody. In a minute here, if you stay with me, you are going to see a conversation between two of our Berea staff people. And I just wanted to give you a quick introduction as to why. Many of you know Tracey Calhoun. Tracey has been part of Berea from the very beginning. She's been with us all 3 years, as have her kids. She is currently serving on our administration as our accounting clerk, and she also does our adult discipleship classes. And I will tell you that Tracey has been a firm, solid friend who has constantly brought me back to the love of God, who has constantly encouraged and supported me. And when I saw Tracey last week, it's the first time since I have known Tracey that she was not okay. She was visibly shaken and upset by the events that have been happening in our nation. And as I listened to Tracey, I learned that I didn't know everything that I thought I knew. At Berea, we call ourselves the Berea Family. And we are family, which means Tracey is part of my family. And if she is hurting, I need to listen. So Berea is attempting to make sense as much as we can of what is going on and what God wants us to do in terms of a response. And what we do know is it starts with listening. So I ask that you take a few minutes and you listen to Tracey, hear her heart. And then after we listen, it's time to learn. And we're going to provide you a few opportunities of ways you can increase your understanding of what it's like to be African American in America. And then after learning, we want to be led by the Lord to respond. And we will provide some links for ways that you can respond. This is not a political conversation. This is not about protesting. This is about listening to the heart of the people that God has put in our circle. Tracey is our friend. The Calhoun family is a part of who we are. And I am so privileged to be able to share with you a little piece of their hearts. Enjoy.
This week I've known what I was doing. So.
You can start whenever you want.
Started already. Oh my goodness. Okay. So hi everybody. I'm Megan Kenyon. Some of you may know me as the study hall person from Berea. I am here with Tracey and Dave Calhoun, and they very graciously invited me into their house to have a conversation together and to talk about racism, to talk about the murder of George Floyd, and to talk about the effect that has on our community and what we as a Berea community can do to be better neighbors and to be more loving towards each other. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about last week. You and Judy Music called me on Tuesday, specifically because of the events of that weekend and the murder of George Floyd, and a lot of the conversations that were starting to happen. So could you talk a little bit about why we kind of came up with this idea of doing a video and having this meeting today and kind of doing an interview style kind of thing?
See this really unfold through the media, and as African Americans, we just have been so suppressed, oppressed. I mean, all the things that we have endured as an African American culture. I think this was the breaking point for me to see a human being. That's the thing. I don't even need to see the color, but just the human being. But the color makes it even worse because it goes back to what we've been enduring 400 years ago, and it just was the build up. And I think this was the breaking point for me to. It was hard for me to process and to shift my thinking, because naturally it hurts that we have to parent our kids differently than most. This can be our son, this can be our daughter. experiencing this, and I mean, I just could not. It was a mixed emotions of anger, frustration. I want to say that I can see God moving in this quarantine anyway, but He needed to expose even the hearts of people, and that's what I cling to. That's what I hold on to, because he shouldn't have had to die.
What's the first thing you think about, feel, when incidents like this happen? And how is this time different or similar to past incidents that have been reported?
It's the same thing, you know. This has been going on for years, but everybody has a phone with a camera on it now. And it started back with Rodney King, so it goes back to when I was growing up in Chicago. I've been pulled over several times and made the face down in the street in my car, getting out the car face down on the pavement. Or in the summertime when it's very hot, police know the car hot. They tell you put your hands on the car. They know if you move your hands, they're gonna hit you with the billy club, and they do that intentionally. And this incident, when it happened, when I saw it, I'm like, I've seen this movie several times with just different people, but it goes to a higher level, because if you look at that video and look at previous videos, you need people in that community that look like that community and speak that language, and you don't have that, you know, and some of this stuff is stopped because it's not a lot of African Americans have those kind of jobs. Yeah. And I don't think it's ever going to stop unless somebody do something drastic. And what they're doing now, I don't agree with. You know, they looting, tearing up, shooting at the police. I don't agree with that. That's not going to get anything done. They need to go back to in the 60s when those guys were protesting. You know, how they walk to work, shut down the bus company. You know, they start letting them sit in the front of the bus, stuff like that. But even here in St. Louis, I got a car in the garage now. It's an old school car. I've been pulled over numerous times. An attorney told me, a prominent attorney told me to take the tint off my window. I said, why? And I'm not breaking no law.
Yeah.
And they pulled me over, guns drawn. I rolled down my window. They tell me to get out the car, and put my hands out the car. They get my information, they run it, then they let me go. First thing you know why I pulled you? No, I don't know why you pulled me over. Well, you legally changed lanes. I said, no, I didn't. And I know I didn't do that, but that's what they do. Yeah. So now I got to tell my son and daughter how they need to act when they get pulled over, because sometimes some of these things can be cut off at the nose. You know, we can exasperate things by what we say and what we do. Just remain calm, but I think more people need to speak up that's not African American. Yeah. People in higher positions need to speak up and hold these people accountable, because if not, it's not going to stop.
It's the mixed emotions, you know, and like my husband said, it has not changed. Yeah. It has worsened, and we have the cameras that, you know, people are filming now. So, and then the body cams when the officers decide they want to have them on or not. So, and I agree with him. It starts at the local level of what we need to do. Number one, we need to vote on the local level. Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't come out for the local level, but this is how we elect these officials that represent us as we move forward to Jeff City, you know, at the local level, then from the mayor and the prosecuting attorney, all of them, and it moves to, you know, Jeff City, which is our state reps and all of that, and then moves, you know, up. So we need to be educated on how crucial it's important for us to vote in our local voting, you know, when it's time for us to vote, because local is really the key. Yeah. And you see a lot of people coming out for the presidential, but it starts here, like he said, in our communities.
We went to a gas station, college town, and went in the store. Police outside, he right behind my car, and I told my buddy down there, I said, I bet he running my tags. He come in the car, he said, which one you guys from Florissant? I said, me. He said, I used to be in Florissant. I grew up around here. Do you know so-and-so? I said, I know the street, whatever. I said, well, how you know I'm from Florissant? He said, well, I see you from out of town. I ran your tag, because Missouri tags, and that's Illinois. And we started laughing, me and Darnell laughing. I said, you know how many times people run my tags, man? He said, why you say that? I said, I see you guys when I'm on the highway running my tags. I said, because you see a black guy in the car, nice car. I said, you don't think I belong around? He said, oh, no, it's not that. I just see an out-of-state tag. I said, you know what I mean? People from out of state go to University of Illinois. He just started laughing. He said, you boys go about your day and have a good time. I said, okay. And we get in the car, we laugh about it. Same thing out here in St. Louis. When I'm driving in my car, I see them right behind me. Florissant cops, too. They hit that button because they got these license plate spotters.
Yeah.
They running my plate. They let me go. Because they didn't run the plate, they know me now.
Yeah.
I live around here. But that's what they do.
Yeah.
Us who are Christians, I think that's the disheartening thing to me, because how can you say you love Christ, but you got to be able to love the second commandment, which is love your neighbor? You know, it's just not there. I mean, that's the thing that gets me. And you find a lot of individuals who are believers who are hiding behind. They pick and choose. They go. It's like an a la carte of the Bible. You pick and choose what you want to talk about and what you want to address and what you want to. But the thing is, the Bible is supposed to help us to heal, transform, to not have this limp.
Talk a little bit about the difference between macro aggression, which is what you would see with like guys like the KKK or these like bigger organizations or people that are just outright overtly just incredibly racist, which most people aren't, versus microaggression, where it's a little more hidden and it's a little bit more based on things that are maybe things you didn't think through or realize you were doing. So could you talk a little bit about kind of how you've seen either macro or microaggression in your own life and kind of what the difference is, if there is a difference?
Racism is racism. I mean, it's just, and I've probably experienced, for me personally, that has been subjected towards me, is probably a micro, you know what I'm saying? More of like when you are walking down the street, or you are, prime example, in the grocery store, and if a person have their purse on the front of the cart, if I'm coming down, they would grab it. So it's stuff like that even though it's not saying something, it's just action. You can read body language.
Yeah.
So and I have to go back to it because of who I am in Him. Yeah. And that's what I have to continue to cling to. Yeah. Because I don't know that person's heart unless I ask Jesus, give me the heart of that person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I always center myself around He is the creator. He created all in his image. Yeah. So, and He loves them just as He loves me. So who am I to, judge? It's just His word is my. That's what I always have to go back to, always. Yeah. And I'm grateful that I can, in spite of what's going on, because 10% is the incident, but 90% is how you respond to it. Yeah. That makes the difference.
Yeah. This is technically kind of similar to what we were just talking about, but after a situation of racism, whether it's something like, somebody acting weird around you in a store, or something more kind of nationally, like, being seen like George Floyd's murder or something of that kind of nature. So after a situation of racism, what kinds of thoughts and feelings usually come, and how do you deal with them? And you talked quite a bit already about that, but and I think you probably hit on the big advantage of being a Christian is your identity in Christ, because it gives you something to kind of stand by.
It's the mixed emotions. You get angry, you get frustrated, you get tears flow, you get, but then I don't linger, I can't linger that long because of my growing, the sanctification of me getting and knowing him more and more every day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's that perfect love that he has, that he loved me first, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just can't linger there long, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty for me.
Do you think that black parents have to raise their kids differently than white parents? And if so, how have you seen this play out? And what are some of the things you've had to teach your kids that you know that white peers have not had to think about?
Yes, we do have to parent our kids differently. Of course, one of the things that I've always stressed, and Judy knows this, I've always been one who just makes sure they understand who they are.
Yeah.
Standing on a firm foundation is number one for it, because character goes a long way. And by knowing that who they are the body of Christ, and that's who they represent first and foremost. That has been my our prayer for them. Then moving forward is understanding who they are as an African American. The world looks different for them. We have to take safety precautions. We have to put those things in place for our kids. Just being, as they exit out their door, as Dave and I have said, if you get stopped, making sure they do the right things as far as not to escalate the situation. When they're in the store, just certain behaviors they have to pay attention to. Even just being cordial, you know what I'm saying? Just being cordial, and then even that's not enough. That's not even enough. You just exhaust so many different things that we have to do to raise our kids. What color was until I was at the school for hearing loss, and she came home and she was like, we were just talking, they was learning about colors, and she was, in African American culture, you got a dark skin, you got brown skin, you got fair skin, you got all these different shades of brown, black. And one of the girls is fair skinned, very fair skinned, and she was like, yeah, we learned today about colors. And one of the kids, they said that I was brown and she was pink. And I'm like, pink? I'm like, no, she's black. Even though she's fair skinned, she's black. And I got kind of, because there was nothing that I didn't want to talk about color in that way. If you're going to talk about color, talk about it not with skin tone. That's not a good idea. And from that point on, Diamond wouldn't look at black books. We would go to the library. She was like, she'll see a black person. I don't want that book. She did not, she wouldn't really look at black books. She wouldn't really read black books. I don't think it was until her meeting Judy. And because Judy challenged, and she didn't shy away from a lot of social issues. She didn't shy. And now Diamond is, as she has been with Judy in the American Lit classes and British Lit and all that different stuff, she sees it differently. You know what I'm saying? Because it was done in a more educational and a more loving way. It was introduced. So, and like I said, my kids, I mean, right now, it's kind of touchy for them because they don't see, you know what I'm saying? I think they are more of want to not want to offend the white culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're not, yeah.
What's something that you love about being black? And then on the flip side, what's something that's tough about being black that you've had to endure through and kind of come to a place of loving again? Like,
Um, the um, from the female part, the strength,
yeah,
the strong, the strength. As I look at my grandmother and my mom and my aunts, um, the strength I can say, and then um, the home, the home, because as I look at my grandmother and my mom and my aunts and my relatives, it was the family
yeah,
was our strength. You know what I'm saying? The
yeah,
family was, I mean, as a family, as we stick together.
yeah,
We may have our bickering, but we stick together when we all have to join as a family. Not saying but as a family, black family. The endurance.
yeah,
The endurance. Um, the not giving up, not throwing in the towel. We always are
yeah.
pressing. I do like our music. I love our music. I mean, our music's
You've got some of the best music ever
it
created.
it's from the you can it's from the heart. You can hear
Yeah.
people's cry out of it. You can hear
Yeah.
people's expression out of it. You can hear the heart of somebody out of the music.
Yeah,
And even in the different genres of music. You know what I'm saying? I love the different things that we do with our hair.
yeah,
The hair. I mean, people used to tell me all the time, girl, every time I see your hair is different. I said, when I die, it's going to be different too. So I'm not going to know what you're going to.
right.
It's just that we can do so much because everybody, how do you do so much with your hair? How do you get the food? Love the food. Yeah, love the food. One thing that that bothers me is the how what our culture has the people before us have fought for um, fought to get us to at this point, and you take it and you do something different with it, just like with the protesting.
Yeah,
It's like, no, you're missing you missing what was built of what Harriet Tubman did, what
yeah,
all of them before us did, and it, some of us are not truly understanding the foundation that they built for the African American culture.
yeah.
So it's those are the things that really kind of just hurt.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I do understand. But again, it goes back to education.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It goes back. Let me be me. That's what I want to come away with this. Let me be me. I shouldn't have to be this way when I'm talking to you. Be this way when I'm talking to my African American friends. Be this way when I'm talking to whomever.
yeah,
I just want to be me, and that's what I have always. That's what my parents literally instilled in me. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be me. I'm not going to, and I would tell people, what you're going to get from me is 100.
yeah,
I'm not going to try to shift to try to make you feel, you know what I'm saying? Of course, like Paul said, I need to become a Jew, I need to become a,
yeah,
Yeah, but I'm not going to be
becoming all things to all people.
all people, right?
But that
But
doesn't
it's the-
mean you check your
exactly that
personal,
you have to. Yes.
like who God created you to be at the door in an attempt
And then attempt to try to, yeah. I just want to be me. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, if we learn how to be, if you learn how to be you, and your you is based off of your creator,
Yeah.
it changes the whole outlook on things.
Yeah.
And that's who I've always been. Even when I went to college, even when I went to,
Yeah.
I was just being me of who he created me to be.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I train them up. I mean, I just want to be me.
Yeah. Me. It's who God created you to be. Why
Right.
would you want to be anybody else?
Exactly. You
Yeah.
know, I shouldn't have to switch and change the way I talk, change what I think. Oh, I got to be this certain way for this. I got to look this certain way. No.
Yeah. Everybody should be able to be valued and accepted and treated fairly.
Fairly, right.
If not equally.
Right.
Who they really are, not for who they're perceived. A little bit about the concept of being colorblind and why that's kind of unhelpful. Because there's a tendency within white circles to be like, well, I don't see color. You know, I just treat everybody the same. And that's actually not helpful at all.
Yeah. If you don't see color, you're blinded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the distortion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're really not seeing clarity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like you ignoring it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to reality. This is reality. Where we are living is reality.
Yeah.
And this is the natural part. So you have to, when somebody say they don't see color, no, he created color. Didn't he create color for you to do your artwork?
Yeah.
So you have to.
Yeah.
Just imagine if you don't see color, what would your painting look like?
It wouldn't be worth looking at.
Right.
First of all, I am terrible at painting in monochromatic anything. So
right. So I mean, that's a lie.
Yeah.
If you don't see color.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it'll be a block out here. Even in its creation, it'll be a block.
Yeah.
So we have to take the value of there is color.
Yeah.
There is no way around it. There is no it's here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we have to face it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's the hard thing for people to face. And like you said, facing it is good because then we're working together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're working together when we really we see it. We see color. We see it for what we see it.
Yeah.
You know, but the thing is, we can see it in a different lens.
Yeah.
And that's through Jesus' eyes. That's what makes the difference.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes beautiful.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes beautiful.
Yeah.
Just amazing.